Welcome to this Quantum Security and Defense presentation, Blockchain Secured with NIST-approved Post-Quantum Cryptography, and thank you for being a valued member of our community.
Kapil Dhiman is the co-founder and CEO of Quranium, steering the world's first convergence layer that merges blockchain integrity, quantum security, and AI autonomy. A global leader in Web3 and enterprise innovation, he brings 12-plus years of cross-sector experience, guiding startups, corporates, and investment funds across emerging technologies. Formerly Web3 lead at PwC, India, Kapil was also the award-winning founder behind the Metaverse Startup of the Year 2023. Beyond Quranium, he's advised over 20 Web3 ventures on go-to-market and product strategy. A published author and frequent global speaker, Kapil is driven by one core belief: that security, intelligence, and decentralization must converge to unlock a truly resilient digital future.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much for the kind words. And hello, everyone. Looking forward to this conversation. And once again, much respect for the project that Sonika just discussed. So what we'll do in the presentation that I'm going to take you through is from the centralized world that Sonika discussed about the convergence in the centralized industry on quantum and AI. We shift gears to the decentralized industry, where we're going to talk about blockchain and crypto, a $3 trillion industry right now, and what impact quantum primarily and AI from an efficiency point of view is having in the decentralized industry. So I'm going to talk about Quranium. We address it as the convergence layer. It's a layer one blockchain infrastructure built using post-quantum cryptography. And for the vision is pretty straightforward, to make a blockchain secure for the next generation and accessible by the developers as well as the users. How do we do it? And that's going to be the primary focus here. But really want to start with a very powerful quote that World Economic Forum recently made. The future of internet will be characterized by a convergent set of technologies, such as extended reality, artificial intelligence, and blockchain. Really apt, right? And that's what we focus on. What's the problem right now that we see in the industry? If you see the blockchain industry, the encryption that we use, you would have heard the term, not your keys, not your crypto. Essentially, what does it mean is it is a trustless infrastructure. It is a trustless ecosystem where you have to maintain custody of your funds and you have to remember it, and it is associated with your private keys. You have to store your private keys. It's not like the traditional banks where even if you lose your funds, you have somebody to knock on the door of. No, you're responsible for that. So eventually, the most powerful thing that makes the security of your crypto is your private keys. Now, the encryption is the most important accordingly. How is it that these private keys are secured? The way an interaction operates on a blockchain network is if I have to send you any funds, my private key will interact with my public key. My private key remains my private, as the name suggests, and the public key flashes on the network. So my public key interacts with your public key, and you sign it using your private key. And that's how the entire ecosystem operates. So this $3 trillion that we hear about, Bitcoin is reaching 106K, Ethereum is booming. Everything boils down to the security of private keys and the interaction between the two. This encryption, which keeps your private key secure, was invented 4 decades before, 1985, and we are still using the same. So that's the first and the most important problem. Number 2 is AI. Right? AI has been solving a lot of problems, but literally in the decentralized world, where does it come and sit, and how do you really make AI efficient and not just a gimmick in the decentralized world? And quantum computing is like, I'm going to connect it with the problem number 1 that I spoke about, the encryption problem, and how quantum is becoming a threat to it, and how it can actually be a big support to it as well. And how do we connect all of this together for adoption? Now, the industry parameters I spoke about. Another very important thing to note here, what is the problem if we are using a 4 decades old encryption, right? It's if it is strong enough, we should be comfortable with it, correct? Now, the answer lies in a formal notification that was recently introduced by NIST, National Institute of Standards and Technology. This is the signing authority globally which approves any algorithms that the world can use. Right? ECDSA, which is the encryption invented in 1985, that all the blockchains today use to secure your private keys, will be discontinued in next 5 years. And that has been officially announced by NIST. Now, that is a sitting problem that we are looking at today.
Watch the full presentation, plus presentations from over 70 quantum experts. Become a community member and benefit from events, training, and more. Search Quantum Security Defense for more information.